Hi there, this is Chris Bingham, and this is my video for personality theory, psychology, and this is my end of term video. This will replace my end of term paper. Um, I chose the last option, and it is talking about how or what I think influences how people develop normally and what leads to psychological problems. And what I believe is a lot of problems are developed, or there are a lot of things that contribute to problems from trauma and things that happen to people in their childhood or early development. Um, I believe that if we were able to focus on children and give children the help they need early on, or be able to identify these things at an early stage, it would prevent people a lot of trouble later on in life in adulthood. Um, what is my theory about how people change and how they can and how this can apply to therapy? Um, I believe people change based on their environment. Your environment doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to become, if you're consumed in negative things, you don't necessarily always become negative, but they do contribute to negative behavior. I believe when you put people in a more positive environment, they're more likely to have a little stable mental health. I would not. It says, would you focus on psychologically unhealthy individuals or all humans? I would focus on all, because you would get a baseline of, what's the difference between who's healthy and who's suffering from an illness. I believe it'd be a way to collect more data, and I believe the more data we collect, the more we could start to see what areas are being affected that we could identify and help prevent in the future. Any limitations to my theory would be something we discussed in class about using a lack of access to technology, to actually being able to visually see the brain through scans. I think that's something that would kind of hinder that process a little bit. How this affects my life would be, I have a mother that has mental illness, and I believe if they were able to have access of what they could actually see, because she actually ended up having a little bit of swelling in the brain, but had doctors been able to see that earlier, maybe there's something they could have caught beforehand rather than waiting for symptoms to appear on the outside, on the surface. They would have been able to see internally what was going on. That actually would also go towards the last question, which says how does it explain certain personality traits and characteristics? Well, I think that would be just that. If there's something physically going on in the brain where there's swelling in a certain portion or part of the brain, it's going to affect your personality depending on what section of the brain it's affecting. So environment as well as lack of technology would be the things I think contribute the most to mental health. But like I said before, I think if we can catch it early on, or even teach parents through parenting classes, or different tips on how to have a healthy relationship, healthy communication with your child or with family or people in general, I think would always contribute. I mean, you could never go wrong with a class on teaching people how to be nice to each other or how to get along with each other. I would think that only good results could come from that. But a lot of the times, people who are suffering tend to have a negative environment that they're coming from, that they just really enjoy the times where they can get a moment to be silent and be still. So I believe people could meditate. It could be something simple as just listening to someone, but placing someone in that environment where they feel comfortable, I believe, would lead to their mental health improving. But with that being said, that is my end of the term video. I just want to say it's been a great semester. I had a lot of fun. I look forward to taking some more classes with you, and we'll hope you have a great summer. Thank you.